Talking about leaving it there. Talking about leaving it there. Big up, big up, big up Ronnie Fieg and big up Kith. Ronnie Fieg has announced a new project that he's launching with Kith happening very, very soon regarding a pair of shoes. Regarding some, it's like a Nike capsule collection, no shoes anyway. It's a Nike capsule collection. There's going to be shoes involved. There's going to be clothing involved, I think, based on the photo shoot. And there's a nice, really heartwarming message behind it. But it's caused some controversy on social media because a lot of sneaker fans, myself included, are a bit confused because the whole premise around the shoes and the collection is to pass something down to your to the future generation, pass something down to your kids. Kids can build on this, blah 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 blah. So allegedly the shoes are meant to be in kid sizes only, but the shoes that he's wearing in the shoot are adult sizes. He did a little promo thing with the guy on Complex who dresses like shit, and they were sitting at the side of a Knicks game wearing the shoes. So I'm not really sure what the deal is. I'm not sure what the deal is. It's a bit confusing, but the shoes do look beautiful. The fucking photo shoot is incredibly cute. So I would love to see that. Hopefully some of this stuff is available to buy for all of us adults, and it's just a kids thing. And then I'm gonna comment a little bit on the kids thing as well. I'm not really the biggest fan of kids fashion. I know Sense did it recently, right? Essence did it recently where they launched a whole kind of like, you know, site essentially for kids fashion where you could buy designer clothing for kids. I've never been a fan of that. I'm not going to lie. I've never been a fan of designer clothing for kids. I think those families online or those influencers that dress their kid up in Bottega, put their kid in Louis Vuitton, give their kid a baby Rolex, all this stuff. I think that's really odd and bizarre. And I wouldn't want my kid to be that materialistic at that age, you know? I think they should get to the stage where they want a pair of trainers like most kids do. When you're about to be a teenager, you want some cool shoes for school. But I think by and large, as a child, children in general shouldn't be wearing too many name brands. And this comes from a guy that doesn't have kids. I know it's different because I know, you know, I come from a place in East London where there's a lot of like, you know, teenage pregnancies and shit. And one of the things they used to say back in the day, I'm not sure if it's still the case now, but if you grew up in a working class area where there's a lot of teenage pregnancies, they did used to say sometimes the reason why a lot of girls would follow through and not maybe abort the pregnancy was, weirdly enough, the girls felt like their lives were a failure. So when they got pregnant, they kind of felt like that was their chance to sort of like start again. That was their chance to kind of make their life not a failure by, you know, bringing in a new life and basically trying to give that kid a best life possible. Having the kid also maybe pushes you to maybe, you know, become more responsible, to maybe grow up a little bit, hustle on the job, blah, 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 and just provide that kid with a lifestyle that you probably never had access to because obviously you grew up poor. So in the hood, in the area, in ends where I'm from, you see a lot of kids in strollers with like gold chains, with like rings on, with like great trainers, baby shoes, like super cute little Air Force Ones, wearing fucking baby Avirex jackets. It's fucking crazy. And most of these people are living in like horrible, you know, damp covered fucking flats and stuff, and really fucking banged up council homes. But they make sure when their kids step out, they look fucking, they always look like they're dipped in olive oil, like me, if they're black, right? They always look like they've been fucking smothered with Vaseline, and they're always dressing in fucking amazing clothes. Personally, I understand it from that sender side of things. If you're from the hood, I get it. You're trying to give your kid a better life than you had. But I think regular people dressing their kids in designer, I don't think that's good. I think you're creating a monster. I think you're creating a monster. Same thing goes for, I think, picking up your kid in the car all the time. Controversial statement, but I think picking your kid up from school in the car or dropping your kid off in the car all the time as well, I think also creates a monster. That expectancy of like, that is the usual of like just get, as opposed to, you know, regular kids, you just walk to school, you get a bus, you get the school bus, you figure it out. I think the idea of like pick up your kids all the time, having them dressed in designer, you're going to create a fucking monster. Be careful. Anyway, let's continue with the caption. Ronnie Fieg said as follows: passing the torch to the next generation. That was my pitch to Nike 18 months ago when we met to discuss the next Kith for Nike collection. When I was growing up, everyone had their brand. You wouldn't wear anything else. You were loyal to one. Almost like wearing it meant you were repping your home team. Bloody hell, man. Relax with the Nike sucking off, by the way, Mr. Ronnie Fieg. I like you, right? You come across like a good dude. Very great businessman, obviously. The Kith empire he's created is fucking phenomenal. But the Nike glazing is a little bit too much. Like, god damn it, like, pull your head back a little bit. Like, Jesus Christ. I feel like he's really vying for a job there, innit? Don't you get that feeling? I think he wants to be the next Virgil there or something. He's vibing for the job. He wants a role there or something. Fucking hell. All right. For me, the brand was Nike. The first brand I collected. The first brand so many loved for the magic it produced. As I've gotten older and had 2 daughters of my own, I wanted to install that same love for the... So you want to basically indoctrinate your kids to love Nike as much as you do. Fucking hell. Okay, I guess so. I want them to feel the same excitement opening a fresh box of pairs of Nike as I did at their age. But that's the thing, though. Like, if you had Nikes at their age, like, it's kind of impressive actually that he still got the love for sneakers that he has now. Because that kid there, I don't know. I'm not good at baby ages and shit. But that daughter of his there, she looks like she's probably under 10 years old, right? I don't know what she might be 6 or 5, right? This little girl here. I don't think I had my first Nike at 6 or 5. I think the whole reason why you build this love and this fucking impression of Nike is because usually you get a proper pair. Like maybe you might get a secondhand or whatever, or a vintage pair or whatever, or one from a charity shop or whatever, or car boot sale or a fake pair. But the first real pair you get is usually a bit later on. Maybe it's when you go to college and you get your first job, right? That might be a thing. I think for me, my first legit pair of Nikes might have come. I was kind of lucky, I think, because at the time when I was growing up, Sports Direct was around still. But I forgot the name of it. What was it called? Was it called JJB? There was a shop before Sports Direct. I forgot the name of it. But there was a store that was around before Sports Direct, but the same sort of concept where it was like a large sporting goods store. They had everything from like golf clubs to fucking, tennis rackets to fucking fishing rods and footballs and all that malarkey. And they sold fucking Nike shoes and sometimes heavily discount ones. And back in the day, this is not a thing nowadays, but back in the day, if you're a sneakerhead, the whole point of being a sneakerhead was not to always buy the most baked thing. It wasn't to buy like the fucking Futura Dunks and shit, or the SBs or whatever. It was to find like hidden stuff that people weren't aware of. So back in those days, I think I might have bought like a Speridon, or I might have bought like a Harachi, or I might have bought like a Air Trainer, like stuff that wasn't obvious. You'd buy stuff, so that way it always come in horrible colors. It might be all red, it might be all brown, right? It might be white with pattern leather and blue fucking contrast stitching. So, or I think actually, no, I take it back. My first Nike might have been a Cortez, which I hate now, by the way. I think my first brand new Nike that I ever purchased may have been a Cortez, a white Cortez, which I absolutely battered, by the way. My parents hated me for it because I think I beat them up in a week. I was playing football with them, and then I ended up fucking, back in the day, you would Tipex your shoes. So if your white shoes were getting fucked up from kicking the ball and shit, you would get Tipex and put it on there. Or after, if you would obviously had some money, you'd go buy a white shoe polish and you try to fill in the gaps a little bit. Obviously, it looked good from afar. If you come up close, you can see all the fucking flakes and shit. So yeah, I think Cortez might be my first one. But again, the love for Nike developed because you couldn't get it, right? It was a scarcity thing. It was a lack of finance thing. I think if you're a kid and you're 6 years old, it's kind of hard to maintain your. If that's true, and Ronnie Fieg did get his proper pair of Nikes when he was 5 or 6, and he's still this obsessed with Nikes, he probably deserves that job at Nike. He probably deserves it, because for me it's waning. I'm not as much of a sneaker as I was in the past. In the past, I used to have like boxes of fucking sneakers stacked up in my room. I think at my height, I probably had like 150 pairs of shoes. I used to resell shoes. I used to queue up for limited edition shoes. I used to buy vintage shoes on eBay, buy them from fucking Yahoo JP. I used to be fucking scouring the internet for scans of Nike catalogs, all that, the whole thing, talking about it on fucking forums, going to sneaker meetups and shit, hanging around in Nike Town, Foot Patrol, big up Wes, big up who's that other guy who used to love to work there, I think, is it Kyo, Koi, I forgot that fucking Asian dude's name is there as well, really cool dude. But yeah, man, big up Slam City Skates as well, big up, what was it, Slamming Kicks as well, Magdi and them guys. But over time, I've kind of got off it, I think maybe as well reps as well. I'm not gonna lie, reps have kind of killed my love for fucking sneakers because it's so easy to get. Nothing is limited edition anymore, really and truly. You missed out on the fragment Travis Scott Jordan 1s. You can just get reps of them tomorrow if you want to. You might pay $200 because reps aren't cheap anymore, especially if you want high quality ones. But if you want the shoe, you can get it. If you miss out on the fucking reservation, you get reps. Or just the fact that they're around, it just makes it not as special anymore. You don't really need it. Plus, everyone's got them online. You feel like you've already seen them. I think seeing them feels like you already have them. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't really care about sneakers as much as I used to. If anything, I care more about trying to buy stuff that's not bait, like off-light. So that's why I'm super happy that I get sent sometimes John Geiger shoes. I can't wait for his skate shoes to come out. I'm definitely going to be purchasing those. I've got the fucking Slady Bembry sponges. I'm into that sort of stuff. I'm into buying the, you know what I mean? I might actually get the West Side Gun Sauconys. West Side Gun has a pair of Sauconys coming out that look pretty cool. The only bait limited edition thing that I've probably got my eye on might be the Black Cat 4s. There's a pair of I don't know if they're out already. I haven't even checked actually. But there's a pair of Black Cat 4s that are coming out. I've got the pair from like from 2003 to whatever, but there's a 2025 pair coming out that has the same shape as the updated shape of SB4s, which is the Nike SB shape. It's the same shape you have for the Nigel Sylvesters, brick by brick, so they're fucking brilliant and beautiful. There has been a lot of controversy around them because allegedly when you wear them, they squeak, right? They make these squeaking sounds when you walk up and down and shit, but I don't give a fuck. That's the only thing I'm kind of thinking that I kind of want. I'm not gonna lie. Everything else I'm kind of over. Slightly over. Let's see. Are the Black Hat 4s? No, okay. Black Hat 4s maybe. I think they dropped already, right? I think I might have missed those. I'm not gonna lie. I think they probably already dropped. I can't see anything here. I'm seeing the Nego Air Forces, Air Force Air 95s. Bada bing, bada boom. I think the Black Hats out yet. Maybe they're not out. Okay. Maybe the Black Hats are not out just yet. Maybe I'm bugging. Let me see in stock. In stock. Yeah, okay. Black Hat 4s aren't out yet, but those are the ones I've got my eye on. Anyway, let's get back to the clip. The caption. I wanted to feel the same excitement opening a fresh pair of Nikes as I did at that age, and the building that emotional bridge starts with parents. And since I can't hand down my 10.5 collection to my daughters for them to wear, here we are. Man, I remember a time where I was a 10.5 US. That's a UK 9.5. There was a time where I was a 10. I think the perfect size for an Air Force One is probably UK 10 or UK 9, US 11 or UK 10, US 10. There was a time where I could get away with wearing a 10. I think I had actually a pair of snakeskin. What were they? Were they snakeskin, right? Air Force One. Was it is it JP? I think it was a Co.JP Air Force One. Co.JP Air Force One snakeskin. I remember I had those, and those are the smallest I've ever worn. Those are the ones. That's the one. Reflective. That's the one. The reflective one. I had these, right, in the 10.5 US. That's a sexy shoe size, man. I can't fit into a 10.5 now anymore. My foot size now legitimately is US 12. I'm definitely a US 12 across the board now, which is a UK 11. I'm not even a UK 10. I could probably do UK 10.5 if I wanted to at stretch, maybe remove the insole. But if I want to be comfortable and not do anything and just wear the shoe straight out from the shop and not have any issues, I have to wear a fucking US 12. My feet have grown, man. It's so fucking annoying. I remember it was a time where I could get away with wearing a US 10.5. Oh, what a fucking time, man. Lucky Ronnie Fieg's got 10.5. I went to create products that were parents wouldn't have, and instead of experience vicariously through our children. If we're excited to buy a pair for our kids, then we'll be excited to explain why they're special and unique to them. And in doing so, we will help build an emotional connection that we loved growing up for the feet that shape the future. That's the thing I don't really understand. For the feet that shape the future, him saying, right? Apologies, for the feet that shape the future. But there's retros. You know, Nike, that's the thing that maybe Nike are falling off. Like, why go to all this length to create this really cool campaign, very emotional? There's a lot of fucking love there. It's a family affair. He's handing it down to his kids. He probably feels like it's going to be a part of their legacy. They may grow up to become designers themselves, have their own brand, all this really cool shit. But then you're pushing retros. If you're going to do this sort of collection, you probably should just try and make a new shoe. But Nike are allergic to making new shoes, man. Like, it's just retros forever. No new silhouettes, nothing. No updated silhouettes either. Just the same old shapes. Don't get me wrong, an Air Force One and Air Max 95 are, you know, legendary Hall of Fame fucking sneakers. But come on, man. Let's have a little bit of a, you know, let's try with a new shape at least, innit? Let's try a little bit. Let's try a fucking little bit with having a new shape. But maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, let's continue. So that's a picture of him and his daughter there. You've got another picture of his daughter wearing a pair of kids Air Force Ones. With a Kith Nike sweatpants that look fucking cool. But the best bit is definitely the varsity jacket. Hopefully that varsity jacket is made in adults as well, because that varsity jacket is brilliant. Varsity jacket is, I think it's all denim. It looks like it's all denim. It's got that vintage Nike logo with the swoosh and the word on top and the Nike text on top, which is definitely an old school thing. Baseball jacket. It's got the nice fucking sleeves as well, elasticated, and the collar, and obviously on the waistband too. It looks fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie, I really fucking like the look of it. Like, that is really fucking nice. It looks, I think it's all denim, metal snap buttons, the sweatpants too. I love the logo on the sweatpants. That's a really cool idea of a logo. It's like an oval sign with two swooshes that connect back and front, right? So you get this kind of cool oval design, and then Kith with a Nike swoosh at the front in that kind of cream colorway. There's a picture of him and his wife and his kids. and you can see a better look on the Air Force Ones. They're really cool as well. I guess this is his take on a classic Air Force One, the white Air Force One. You know what's really funny, by the way? You know what's really fucking funny? I've heard, right? This is a better, clearer image of them. I've heard online that Gen Z kids are calling these Unk shoes now. That's how old we're getting nowadays on the internet. Gen Z kids are calling white Air Force One Unk shoes. They're calling these Unk shoes. These are classics, by the way. Classics in every person's sneaker collection. They elevate most looks, right? I think the Air Force, the white on white mid is very underrated, by the way. I saw conversations about that online recently, but I think the mid is a very underrated shape and design. But still, the Air Force One low, all white is classic. Loads of designer brands have tried and failed to copy them. I think maybe the best version of the copied Air Force One might be Bape back in the day with the original Bape Star. And then the only thing similar to that maybe when Phoebe Philo was at Celine, she designed an all leather Air Force One with leather midsole, everything. That kind of reminded me of, like, was it Hender Scheme or something? That was a kind of an edit on what Nike did with the Air Force One. So the design is classic. But I can't believe that kids are calling these Unk shoes, man. But anyway, the Unk Air Force Ones, looks like he's made them in, like, is that croc skin? I don't know what, is that lizard skin? I don't know what I think it's faux liver skin, but that effect is pretty cool. His take on an updated all white on white Air Force One. It's white on white. I like the addition of the little swoosh at the front here because it's something that they usually do with Air Maxes and stuff. And sometimes Code.jp shoes. The lining on the inside is interesting. I wonder why he went for that color, by the way. I wonder why he went for this sort of like green, almost a green kind of color, dark green. I wonder why he went for that sort of color instead of maybe something else. The lace jaw is really cool. I like the lace jaw edition where he's gone for this kind of gold, this rose gold color on the lace jaw. It really pops out. There's also the same color tips, metal tips on the end of the fucking laces as well. That kind of gives it like a bespoke Nike ID kind of feel to it. So it's definitely it's definitely like an elevated, a luxury Air Force One, you know what I mean? Low, but it's definitely his flip on that one. And then on the other images, we got other clips of other shoes. Then the shoe that I really want from this collection, and I hope this gets made in adult size. I think it does though, because him and his wife look like they're adults, right? And they are wearing adult sizes, so I'm sure this shoe will be available for adults. But it's his interpretation of like a Knicks colorway on an Air Force One, or sorry, on an Air Max 95. And the details on it are amazing. Like I think on one side of the Air Max 95, there's loads of little Kith logos. Loads of little Kith logos on the gradient here, which is fucking cool. And obviously it's got the bigger bubble and shit. So I'm really hoping that comes out. I'm not too sure if that jacket is part of the collection as well. I don't think it is. There's also a black, there's a black tracksuit too as part of the collection. That's fucking cool. There's a black tracksuit too. I wonder if there's gonna be one in orange as well. Yeah. Oh, that black tracksuit is hard. Yeah, I ain't mad at that black tracksuit with the webbing as well. Wow, that's not mad. So I guess the black tracksuit has like this mesh design, mesh paneling on the sides and maybe on the front as well. Maybe it's for obviously for perspiration and ventilation, sorry, but it also matches the Air Max 95 with the lace and the mesh on it too. There's also a t-shirt which I love as well. Yeah, really cool stuff, man. He fucking killed it. What a beautiful picture, by the way. What a fucking beautiful picture. With his daughter sitting in his lap with the Air Force Ones there. That's fucking cool. That's really fucking cool. Oh, look at the on the tongue as well. There's Kith Nike too. That's pretty cool. Nice addition too. On the tongue too, you can see there's Kith on top of the Nike swoosh as well. So really cool collection. Really hope this is going to be made into men's sizes too. There's the Air Force. There's the Air Max 95 that I mentioned. Like even this might be even better than the Air Force One. Although I love the Air Force One, I think the Air Max 95 might be the best one actually. Because look at the detail. So I guess is that so on both sides. I thought it was on one side. So on both sides, where there's a gradient, there's this really cool pattern on the gradient where it says Kith Nike, Kith Nike, Kith Nike, stamped on the gradient of the Air Force One. The only thing it's not stamped at the bottom. It's got black blue swoosh there. I like the addition of the black laces and the black tongue. It kind of makes it kind of, you know, blend in there. That's pretty cool. There's also more logos and Kith signs on this bit, the lace stay that is also 3M. Yeah, I think that's beautiful, man. Honestly, I think this is a beautiful shoe. I'm hoping this is men's as well. Hopefully this becomes men's. This is great. People online were hating this, I think, on sneaker Twitter. They really didn't have any good words to say about it, but I really like this. It's also got like this big blue air bubble. Ooh. Yeah, I'm for this, man. I'm all on this. This is fucking beautiful. Big up fucking Ronnie Fieg. And then more images here also. Somebody holding them in their hands. Actually, let me get rid of this thing on the side. Get a better image. Look at that. So it's like a blue. So it matches. Yeah, it's a Knicks colorway because I think Knicks colorway is like what? It's like orange and blue, innit? Orange and blue, I think, is Knicks colorways, and maybe white. But the white mesh here at the top is fucking gorgeous. I'm not sure if that's. I don't think that's common, you know, the white mesh. I think do they have that even on Air 95s? 95 neons. Is that white mesh at the top? I think it might be. You know, let's double check. Is it white mesh at the top on 95 neons? Okay, it is. Okay, my bad. So maybe that's a standard on most 95s. But I love the addition of the white mesh. That white mesh is fucking beautiful. Really nice touch there. It looks really cool from the sides. You got a blue swoosh on the back, and then I guess the air bubble matches the blue swoosh on the back there as well. Beautiful shoe. Looks like it's nubuck as well. The front and the gradient. I ain't mad at that as well. I ain't mad at that in the slightest. That's a fucking beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shoe. And then unfortunately we got this horrible styled fucking picture. This guy from Complex can't dress for shit. Is he wearing like a heli? Is that like a Hilo? What's that brand called? Hilo Elliot helmet, whatever that. I forgot the name of the brand. Where he kind of makes like his version of Bottega Veneta. I think it might be even. Is he South Korean? I'm not sure where that guy is from, but I think that's a jacket for Knack brand. But it doesn't even. So he's wearing that with like track pants or like that jeans with a shoe. Like he dresses like shit, man. The Complex guy dresses like fucking shit. What's his name? Joe LaPuma. That's it. Joe LaPuma dresses like shit. So he doesn't make them look great. But I think Ronnie Fieg makes him look pretty decent here in his outfit. I think he's actually wearing the Nike suit. So he's got the Nike suit collection. But they look really cool. Even from there, you can tell. So, you know, it's one of those type of pairs of shoes where if you've got a bad outfit like Joe LaPuma, you're going to make them look terrible. But if you've got a good outfit like Ronnie Fieg, you're going to make them look great. So big up Ronnie Fieg. They look fucking killer. I think he smashed this collection. I can't wait for them to come out. I really, really can't wait for them to come out. Really, really cool shoe. And then to make even matters worse, there's more in it. I think there's more. I think there's another colorway too that I saw somewhere here. The other colorway was like a one that's like burgundy. Where is it? I don't know if it's on here, but where is it? Actually, it might be on Kith's. It might be on Kith's site actually. It might be on the Kith site. Let me see if I can find it. Bear with me a second. It might be on the Kith. Oh, there we go. It might be on the Kith Instagram. I saw another colorway that looks really even better than the it looks as good as the fucking neons as the next colorway. I think it might be here. So this is Merry Kithmas Holiday Guide. We're celebrating this year's holiday season with a range of new collections and partnerships, as well as opening our new flagship store in London. Really? When they're opening that? They're opening a new store in London. When's that opening? On Regent Street. That's sick. I didn't know that. Big up them. So yeah, this is the other colorway. Look at that colorway there. Ooh wee! Look at that colorway, that orange, that burgundy one. Bombarate. So it's the same idea as the Knicks colorway with the stamps, right? With a pattern on the gradient, but instead it's burgundy. Burgundy gradient, or like a blood red gradient, wine gradient, whatever the fucking color is. That is beautiful. And I'm assuming the air bubble might be white with the white swoosh there. So it goes gradient. At the top mesh there is red as well. The lace stays or the eyelets are white, stripes, black midsole, white lining, gorgeous. And the footscape too, by the way. The footscape is giving me hideout vibes. The footscape is giving me hideout vibes. You guys remember those? Hideout footscapes from back in the day. The hideout hideout footscapes. I think these are such a legendary shoe back in the day. And they came in pony hair too, if I remember right. It's a pony hair one as well, right? Yeah. Legendary shoe, man. Hideout footscapes from back in the day. So this is kind of giving me hideout footscape. And there's this one too, actually. This cow print. Who did this one? Yeah, there was a cow print one too. I remember that came out a few seasons ago. That was fucking beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that footscape right there is fucking special. That footscape right there is special. Oh, look at that Air Force One actually. There's an Air Force One that's got all green green leather as well. All green leather, some sort of skin print or something. There's another Air Force One as well that looks like it's done up in a mix of like suede. It looks like it's done in like green and red. I wonder if that's like Christmas themed. Is that the idea behind it? Maybe they're Christmas themed Air Force Ones. Not too sure. And also there's these sock shoes. I don't know what the sock shoes are. These are for toddlers, right? There's these like slip-on sock shoes that look pretty cool. But yeah, those red ones look fucking beautiful. Let me see if I see some more. The speakers there, paddle stuff. Ooh, I'm not mad at these fucking Birkenstocks actually. These are for the loyalty customers, right? He's got those Birkenstock type of footscape things that he also makes. Oh, that blue in the electric blue, that's beautiful. I didn't notice they have a little Kith stamp on the side of the strap as well. That's a nice little touch. Birkenstock Kith, that's a nice touch there. But that electric blue pair is the one. That is special. That kind of reminds me of Stussy when they did their Birkin. When you get, I think, if you ever got Birkenstock shoes as a collab, you're probably better off going to try and get the color you won't probably get retail, right? So try and get the bright color as possible. That electric blue one is fucking gorgeous. There's this picture of him holding the pair of shoes I'm thinking of. I can't find it anywhere. Okay, doesn't matter. But I'm sure there's a picture I saw of him holding. I didn't really like any of these Asics, to be fair. They were a bit shit personally. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all this stuff, man, when it eventually does drop. But I'm hoping these shoes are also adults. But yeah, big up Kith. Big up Blood Clot Kith.